approach to his barrel because a couple people are confused. When you're in competition, the gate to the competition arena can be in different places. You could have a gate that comes in way over here. And the approach is at the line at which you start your pattern. Or you could have a gate like this one that's right here. Or you could have a competition gate to an arena that's way over here. So that is going to set my line to my first barrel if I go to the right barrel at very different points, which is a different approach. This approach has this line to that barrel. If I came into a competition arena that had a gate way over here, that sets my approach to my first barrel right on top of it. So I have to have a game plan in mind to have the same approach to be fair to my horse, to the barrel pattern, no matter where the gate is. So if I had a gate that set me at a straight approach over here, and I've been practicing at my approach right here where my cone is, which is 3/4 to the first barrel, then I would have to come in that gate, scooch over here before I went. Now if I had a gate that was clear over here, I would have to come down my fence line this way, check and make sure that there's a no circling rule, because I might have to pivot and go here, but I would like to pivot to the right so that my horse gets the right lead. But what I don't want to do is come in at the wrong line or the wrong angle or the wrong approach, which is all saying the same thing. It's your line to your barrel pattern. And to give my horse consistency, which is how we train horses, consistence, to be fair to them, to when I expect him to come in here and smoke the first barrel every time, I've got to give him the same line and ride to the same place or have the same approach to my barrel pattern every time. And that'll keep my horse having a nice, consistent first barrel, and then I can also keep him nice and consistent and calm at the gate because I'm not having to school him on the first barrel. A lot of people don't take their time on the approach, then they don't turn a good first barrel, and then they want to get after their horse, and then their horse hates to come in the arena because as soon as he comes in, he gets his head jerked off and kicked. So the approach will take care of the first barrel most times, and that'll also help you with your gait issues. Okay, we're ready to make a couple runs. Wendy, you're up first. Make sure that you're looking up to your points. Just be nice and consistent and smooth. Consistency and being smooth will win over fast and choppy every time. Okay, Wendy. You can lope a circle down there to get it together because you've been standing around, whatever you need to do. Look up where you're riding, sit down in your pelvis on your rate points, and look where you're going, use your legs. You guys still aren't going to run home, you're going to turn and go to the fence. Good, so get your correct lead. Good. Mary, did you see how she softened that horse's nose to the inside and she's bumping that inside leg? She's going to make a couple circles here because she's been standing around and make sure that her horse is ready to go. Good. Okay, make sure you look up where you want to go. Then just breeze him up here. Elbows in, hands down. Sit down. Look around. Good. Go on. Go on. Sit down. Look around. Go on. Hands down. Elbows in. Don't flop like a chicken. Sit down. Okay, so you're a little bit late on your rate point here, and you have a tendency to want to get doing this. Got to keep those elbows in, the hands down. That was a very nice run. I'd like to see you sit and take a big deep breath before this third. That was good. Why don't we do it one more time? Just walk forward. Forward motion. Horses always want to go forward. Good. So I'd walk him all the way down there until you're ready to turn and come towards your pattern. Okay, for the sake of the video, never mind. Pick up your lope and lope on down. Good. Easy with your hands, just easy. It's not going to be perfect. Good. Look up where you're going. Wendy, Wendy. Woohoo! See, you kind of are losing control because you're not really focused on where you're going. If you focus a little bit more on where you're going, he'll go there. Look up. There you go. Good. Sit down. Look around. Go on. Sit down. Look around. Good. A little bit more right here. Good. Nice run. Very good. Go pick up your lope. Go down and stop him at the first barrel softly. That was very nice. It was very consistent and smooth. Easy, easy. Don't kick too hard. Just edge him forward. There you go. Get your lead. When you get down here, you're going to keep forward motion and look over your shoulder. Look up. Start to turn. Start to turn. Good. And you're just going to lope him up here. That's nice. And stop. Sit. Sit. Good. And get off and uncinch him and you can be done. That was great. Very good job. At the very end of our runs, we like to come up to our first barrel. The first barrel has a lot of pressure and they have a lot of anxiety coming in the gate and run into that first barrel. So we always like to release them and quit them at the first barrel every time. So when you get done making your runs, you come down like you're going to make another run and release them at the first barrel. Get off, uncinch them, pull off your boots. Very important to have a release at the highest stress point of a barrel pattern. Here you have his nose. Remember that we're going to keep him on a straighter approach. Sit down. Sit your butt down. Yeah. Look up. Look up. Hands down. Your hands are in the air. Good. I like that outside leg. Sit down. Did you feel like you had your hands up between the barrels? Yeah. That was a lot better on your straighter approach to your first. And then he smoked that first barrel, but then you're arguing with him and you don't have a nice, and this is the same thing that happened at the barrel race too.
I got confused with that.
Okay, go ahead and make another run. I'm going to fix your cones over here. You need to be able to turn that barrel and put your hands down and know where you're going, coming here, not arguing. This is another example of why we practice with cones. We don't always do it, but we definitely did it today for the sake of the video. But the cones are very important. If you girls can't be doing slow work and making runs and not hitting the cones at home, you're not making consistent runs at the barrel race. And consistency is what will keep you from hitting barrels and keep you going to the pay window. So don't be afraid to practice with cones and make it your goal to try not to run the cones over every time. You should be able to make at least 3 consistent runs in a row and not hit these cones. Sit on your butt. I don't want to see daylight. I'm going to take your stirrups away from you pretty soon. When I see daylight, when you're going like this and your butt's up here and there's daylight between your butt and that saddle, like right there, not good. See? Standing up in your stirrups, pretty soon you're going to take your stirrups away from you and you're going to have to sit down. Hang on with your knees and sit down in your pelvis. If you're sitting up like this, that means you're bumping on his face and he doesn't deserve that. Sit down, hang on with your knees, pick your feet up off the bottom of those stirrups just like you don't have them. See? Sit down, take your feet out of the stirrups. See how that makes you sit in your butt? Try to get your lead, Haley. Good. Straight line. Sit down. Nice. Go on, hands down. Good girl. Good. Hands down. Very nice. Sit down. Good. Good girl. Much better. You're catching yourself keeping those hands down, huh? That was good. Go ahead and lope up and twit him at the first barrel. You're going to go down there and get your lead and set up just like you're going to make a run. Get your lead. Sit down in your pelvis. Get your lead. Good. Look up. Look over here. Get your lead. Go forward. No. Okay. That was nice, except for he fell out of lead before you ever came up. But that was good. Go ahead and jump off and uncinch him right there. That was good. So I hope you guys learned something today. You got to see a beginner on a more advanced horse, a youth on an advanced horse that has been barrel racing for almost a year, and then a gal that goes to the jackpots quite often on a horse that's been winning in the 2 and 3D. So I hope you, if nothing else, picked up a couple pointers about the approach and having a consistent pattern, and get your horses soft in the face and use a lot of leg and sit down in your pelvis. Those are the main things that I help a lot of people with. And don't forget to have fun with your horses, and the best of luck to you.